Hey there, I'm Phil from Communitech News, and I just got back from Toronto where the first day of CityAge just took place. CityAge is a conference 2 days long. It's all about how to build for the 21st century. And what brought me there was a pair of mayors. Vrbanovic and Tory have decided to partner up on one issue that was on everybody's lips at the conference.
Transportation.
Inadequate transportation.
Physical transportation is critical.
Transportation. The reason that everybody's talking about this right now is because Waterloo Region and Toronto have a little bit of a transit problem. This is actually footage I recorded on my way to CityAge this morning. To travel the 100 kilometers from Waterloo Region to Toronto, it took me about 2.5 hours. It was 2 hours on the way back. And I would love to show you some footage of the drive back, but the GoPro ran out of batteries on the drive up. That's not a good sign. Why do we care at all about transportation between the two cities? That is what I went to Toronto to find out.
I look at it this way. We've got the people. We've got talented people at both ends of this corridor. We've got fantastic educational institutions. We've got fabulous companies that are starting up in at both ends of the corridor. And we're relying on a kind of a stagecoach and a couple of lanes of outdated highway to connect them. We've simply got to address something that's a fundamental, which is to connect these two communities. It's going to create thousands of jobs and a great deal of economic prosperity.
From a transportation point of view, we know that a stronger connection between Kitchener-Waterloo and Toronto is key for the economic success of the entire corridor between our two communities. And we heard from a lot of people about how important that GO connection is for them. They want to make sure that we see more trains going to Toronto as well as coming back. Ultimately, everybody would like to see a two-way all-day GO happen as quick as possible, and that's why we're continuing our advocacy both with the province and the federal government in terms of making that happen.
So that all sounds great, but in an era of instant digital communication, do we even really need all this face-to-face contact? I connected with David Wolfe, who's an academic at the University of Toronto who's done a lot of research into this question, and what he told me is that the mayors might be onto something.
Innovating in a knowledge-based economy requires proximity because there are all sorts of elements to the development of new ideas, new products, new processes that require human interaction. You can get tremendous amounts of data on the internet, you can do all sorts of things verbally, but what a lot of studies have demonstrated is that people need to be close to each other, they need to be able to interact. The ideas start to flow across the boundary lines of the companies, and if you look at some of the most dynamic and innovative regions in the world, they feed off of this interaction between people in close proximity. London, New York, Silicon Valley, and the Toronto-Waterloo corridor.